The only marketing guide you'll ever need, written by a guy who drinks too much coffee. Let's go. Introduction. Welcome to the Ultimate Marketing Playbook. Not built in a lab, not hyped up by a rented Lambo, but brewed through deep AI research and a lot of questionable coffee. Buckle up, you're about to be turned into a marketing Jedi Wizard Ninja hybrid. Let's go, guys. So I've made a lot of money online. This is a very valuable document I put together here from a ton of my own personal notes throughout time. Kind of organized it and everything, made it a little bit more funny and enjoyable, but here we go. So hook, story, offer, framework. Your business is bleeding money faster than a teenager with a debit card because you're skipping this. Hook them, story them, and offer them. Marketing equals dating, but for wallets. And the thing is, the hook is so important, and you got to have a lot of hooks out there. And the more you have, the better. And I'm really talking about content here, but you can also have a lot of hooks of ads as well. And then the story element is basically your persuasion, your copywriting that actually makes people want to have desire. It builds desire for them to actually consider your offer, and then your offer needs to be a no-brainer. Okay, very important. Prime mover strategy: be magnetic. Pull people off Instagram faster than they can say just 5 more minutes. Speak to one, pitch to millions. Think mass seduction, but ethical. Okay, so prime mover strategy is basically where you want to stand out amongst the crowd. You got to have the it factor, really. But it's also the ability, when it comes to marketing, to basically be able to create an ad or a video or a pitch and be able to reach many people all at once. There's serious money in being able to master that skill, because you take action once, you reach potentially millions of people, or even hundreds of thousands of people or less. But you get a message out there and you're able to pitch to a lot of people and make offers and make sales happen. So that's a skill you must always master and seek to improve. Technobabble. Big words, cool for spelling bees. In marketing, pause, explain. Keep it simple or watch your bounce rate skyrocket. So technobabble is basically, you need to keep things simple. Okay, simple language. Don't go too crazy, otherwise you lose people. Now, storytelling and story selling. Here we go. Nobody cares about your funnel. Tell a story, make it an adventure. Frodo, not Excel. Okay, Frodo Baggins from Lord of the Rings. And basically, why stories work is, it's just the way I viewed it in a very simplistic, fundamental summary of it all, basically, like my realization. And I got a lot of angles I could take this because I'm obsessed with story selling and storytelling. But basically, why story works, especially with problem solving offers, but on just about anything too. But the best is problem solving offers, because in a story you can tell a first person perspective or a third person perspective, or so basically about yourself or someone else. And you could tell a very painful story, and the more painful, the better. And then the solution within the story was basically the offer you're selling. In some way or another, it was the offer you're selling. You could be promoting an affiliate offer in this case. You could be promoting your own offer or service or something. And this just works. It's powerful for many reasons, but it's an automatic realization or epiphany in people's minds when they hear a story where someone just went through extreme pain. It could be you or someone else, and then an offer was the solution. It becomes a no-brainer. Don't sell logically, sell emotionally. Okay, now, details in storytelling. More details equals more emotions. Don't just say you were broke. Say you lived on expired ramen packets, okay? And you were sleeping on the floor or on the dirt or something. The more details, the better. It has to be real. If you're doing affiliate marketing, you can sometimes test different angles to stories and exaggerate if you want to. If you're doing your own offers, it really should be real stories. If you're doing a personal brand, it really should be real stories, okay? But details do matter. Don't be vague. Go and paint the picture, basically, okay? Now, connection through stories. Stories make people like you, even if you're weird, especially if you're weird, okay? People really do connect their stories for a lot of reasons, whether it's because of empathy, and there's certain things that go on in the brain like dopamine and empathy, and if it's funny too, endorphins. You want to create the angel's cocktail, as they call it, where it's basically hitting on a lot of psychological pleasant triggers, okay? Very important. Big domino statement. One big idea that knocks all objections down, like conspiracy theory, but helpful, okay? But big domino statements, basically, where it's one statement where it's a no-brainer line or sentence or paragraph that as long as the customer gets that in their brain, that your offer is the one thing that can solve their one thing, and there's no other options or competitors they can go to, that's your big domino statement, in my opinion. Okay. Now, teaching and selling. Teach through story. Otherwise, you're just the boring math teacher nobody liked. Okay. Teaching and selling, teaching through story. So, stories are very powerful. And I've gone through phases in my life where I have gone back and forth with hyper focusing and studying storytelling and story selling and different angles to all of it and different elements of all of it. And I've seen how it works, and I've also done it wrong at different points in time. Like I've had success with affiliate marketing, I've had success with my own personal brand, I've had success helping other people too. And I'm telling you, when you know how to apply story for different purposes, you crush. Because there's different formats, there's different niches, there's different offers, and there's just different scenarios across the board. You have to know how to really apply story correctly to what it is. Like if you're doing a personal brand, you better, and this is at the highest level really, you better understand that you better have an ongoing story and a future-based desire or cause that you're after as your personal brand. You should have intentions that are not about money or attention, of course. They need to be intentions outside of that. It could be a revenge story. It could be something else. Okay, there's a lot of angles you can take it. It could be a survival story. That's your ongoing story. But then you need to have ongoing conflict, but also ongoing success. But everyone likes to come across perfect. The truth is, the best personal brands have conflict and drama for real, and it is so effective. Look at the top of the top personal brands in the world. Okay. Then you'll see the examples. You got Donald Trump, you got Elon Musk. These dudes got conflict constantly. You got Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate is just like the other two, genius at marketing. But by the way, no matter who you are, you have conflict in life. They just document it. No matter what conflict happens, they just document it, and stuff happens. Stuff happens. And without conflict, I think a personal brand is screwed. I think the conflict needs to also be filmed, and it has to be real. And that's where crazy success can happen for a personal brand. And even the people who try to come across as clean as possible even have conflicts, like Mr. Beast had controversies, okay? So no matter who you are, you're going to have conflicts. But by the way, the last thing I'll mention, which is so much I could share, and you could pay me for coaching if you want more detailed stuff, but the thing is, this is so important. You cannot do it alone. And I'm not saying have a team. Yes, have a team, but that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you can't do it alone. You're not entertaining enough. 0% entertaining enough. If you want to really do a crazy successful personal brand, okay, you've got to have more characters. You cannot do it alone. Good luck. If you try to do it alone and just be the one character that's interesting, good luck. It's kind of like watching a movie or a TV show or whatever, and there's only one character. Good luck being entertaining. By the way, the best video games have many characters, whether you're playing Fortnite or PUBG or Grand Theft Auto. Those games wouldn't even work if there's not more characters. Okay, just think about it. Chess is a story. Okay, if you think about it. Chess or any board game or card game, you gotta have more characters to verse against. It's the most obvious storyline, same as sports. It's characters competing to win. The desire is to win. There's many characters, and then the conflict is they're competing, and anything can happen within that sandbox of a canvas for storytelling, if that makes sense. There's a YouTuber called Dream. It's a Minecraft YouTuber. Blew up out of the scene of that niche, and just was getting like 30 million views a video or more. Has videos with over 100 million views, long form, and he basically leveraged the elements of storytelling I'm talking about here. He even mentioned in a podcast once, I'm not a super fan of this individual, but I like to learn from everyone I possibly can, and especially the people who rise out of the ashes or people who have crazy results, okay? So he leveraged the power of the underdog angle, where he was just him being chased by multiple people trying to speed run and beat Minecraft or something like that, and that's crazy. For that niche, and he was the first to do it. He did it right, and he tripled down on that format and was the first to do it. Now, if someone copies him, they're not the first. Does that make sense? You always have to catch trends early. But anyway, so that's an example right there, and he had a breakthrough. Study people's breakthroughs. Trust me, it's a big deal. Okay, Curiosity and desire. Be the person at the party who starts an amazing story and then casually walks away. They'll chase you for the ending. Okay? So curiosity and desire is no joke. I've hyper studied in depth about each one of these things, and curiosity kills the cat. Curiosity gets like anybody interested, and it's actually a massive selling point for certain types of offers. So if you're selling like a book or a course or just information products in general, curiosity can be very powerful, but it's not everything. There's other elements at play. If you're selling those type of things like social proof matters, results, authority matters, and really every 25 cognitive bias stacked for Lollapalooza tendency, which is a combination of triggers that make people buy. Okay. But curiosity is very powerful. It can be used across the board and also can create desire too. So big deal. Character appeal. Perfect people are boring. Okay. Show your flaws. Cry during Disney movies. Own it. Okay. But yeah, perfect people really are boring if they don't show conflict and drama. Okay. A good example of this, I guess, and I could have said anything, but for some reason I thought of this, Kim Kardashian and their show or whatever. You could say they're perfect people. I don't think they're perfect people, but they're something about the beauty factor, and I don't even think they're that attractive compared to other chicks out there. But anyway, they had drama and conflict in that show, as far as I know. And it wouldn't make sense if they didn't, because it's a TV show, and that works. And so it would be very boring without it. Okay? It's not enough to come across perfect. If you want a great character, personal brand, or storytelling abilities, or great marketing, you better understand characters and desires and conflict and how to use it all, because those are the key elements of storytelling and story selling. So, exposure therapy. Scared of public speaking? Go bomb on Instagram Live a few times. Shame builds character. Okay, so if you're someone who's scared to get on camera, exposure therapy is very powerful. It gets you going. Okay, what the Amish do is they'll put a horse on the side of the road and basically not make it freak out over the cars passing by fast, because Amish people or whoever on a horse can die from the horse if the horse is very skittish. Some horses can be that way. And so they do exposure therapy and they tie it to a tree near a road, and eventually it's going to be chill. So same thing goes for you with anything. Any fear you have, whatever. Everyone is the bitch of their own brain. Okay? Their brain holds them back. And you need to overcome that through exposure therapy for real. Okay, listen to your customers. Stop shouting into the void. Your customers are telling you what they want, so listen. Okay? I think it's worth its weight in diamonds and gold when you get constructive criticism from customers or prospects, but especially customers, okay? Or viewers of your marketing or content or ads, but definitely customers. It's a big deal. You need to survey them and ask them why they bought, and say you're just wondering. And you can give a reason, because reason respecting bias is a real thing, and it's also persuasive to give a reason whenever you ask for anything. But yeah, listen to your customers, okay? Now, authority and likability, this is a very powerful and persuasive trigger in marketing and sales for real. Be someone who's both. Smart enough to trust, cool enough to grab tacos with, okay? So, people trust authorities and credible people in whatever they're talking about. And I don't care what you sell, you need some level of authority, because it really amplifies your conversion rates. But also I almost think likability can be more powerful, because it can make you, here's the thing, your friends are more open to buying something from you or hearing what you have to say, right? When you pitch them just about anything, because of likability. Now imagine you had likability with millions of people. That's powerful. Now authority with millions of people, that's almost impossible to really do. You can do it for sure. It's just about getting attention. But when you combine it, it's powerful. Okay, so there are influencers, there's authorities, then there's celebrities, but then there's celebrity authorities. Okay, people who are of mass influence, plus authority, plus credibility, plus likable, plus trustworthy, all combined, they're the ones who really make the crazy, crazy money. Okay. Prolific index. Weird plus normal equals viral. Okay. Think Parts Caribbean affiliate marketing. Okay. So it's basically where you niche down. like further into sub niches where you almost go crazy but mainstream is basically what prolific index means. Look at this. Pirate voice break. R scaling CPA campaigns, landlubber. So basically, let's say you're in the dropshipping niche, but then you come up with a unique angle for it. And there's a lot of people who've already done these angles, I'm sure, which is TikTok only dropshipping, or just talking about a site other than Shopify for dropshipping with. Or there was another dude who did one product dropshipping and made a whole personal brand around that and crushed it. There's a lot of angles you can go with just about any niche. And so think about a niche for health and fitness. Like, there's several ones. So people put, I think, butter in their coffee or something's one, or people stare at the sun, or they sun their balls. Okay. So there's a lot of different unique sub niches, and that's how you stand out and be prolific. It's very important to niche down because then you really do stand out. You're a big fish in a decently sized pond, hopefully. Okay. Then you can grow from there. Now, core elements of storytelling. There's character, there's conflict, there's desire. Those are like the three. And then basically the Bachelor, but for leads. Okay. So no matter what you do, you need to have an element of story involved. And some really good personal brand, like people and influencers within the marketing niches and business niches, they leverage lifestyle. And I'll be doing this hopefully pretty soon. But I'm busy with a lot of stuff, but basically, lifestyle gets you attention and shows the results people aspire to in a way, right? And it's also entertaining. And so it gets a lot of attention. But then you can pivot that attention and likability and audience you build into educational content. So you're usually in a funnel with a personal brand that really makes big money. You want to start entertaining and then bleed into educational, if that makes sense, you know? And why that's so important is because you can't really lead with education. You can, and it works, but at the highest levels, it's very powerful to do lifestyle, okay? Because it gets the most attention. It's aspiring and motivational. It brings people in. I don't care what niche you're in. It could be health, wealth, love, happiness. If you're someone who has capped out as far as you can and keep improving on your health, your fitness, plus your money, plus your love life, plus relationships, plus friendships, plus status, plus social proof and everything, suddenly you're capped out in these three pillars that a lot of people have problems with. You can monetize in those areas all of a sudden. Most people only master one or two. People cannot get all three of health, wealth, and love. These are the three pillars everyone on earth will have a problem with. By the way, if you're brainstorming conflicts and desires, just brainstorm those three things, okay? Because conflicts can be within health, wealth, or love related things or social. And then same with desires, okay? And that's just a powerful thing. And my point is you can build a really, really great personal brand when you've gotten really big results in all three and you maintain it. And you showcase that in the right way, whether it's through lifestyle and entertaining content, plus you educate around those things, you'll do really, really well in your marketing for a personal brand. Or you can be someone behind the scenes and realize this and help people who have capped out and have big results that are very unique and novel. If you want coaching, I could really help you with this because this is a big opportunity right now. I'm serious. It's basically where, and I'm not selling a business opportunity here, but I'm just saying like, this is a big opportunity where you can basically find unique people with big results. They have to be surprising people. So like a homeless guy who made like a lot of money through something. Okay, maybe went from rags to riches or something, has a unique story. Or it could be like a prodigy kid who's made or is making a ton of money with whatever, with AI or something. Okay, think about this stuff. It's very important. Okay, yeah, for real. But yeah, you can be behind the scenes and find novelty characters that are real with extreme results in whatever, whether it's health, wealth, or love, and go out and find these people. You may already know some, and basically partner up with them, help them make the content, help them monetize the content, and tell them they're a novelty. They will crush it. If you're normal and boring, you won't win. I will share this example as well. When I first started documenting my journey and results with marketing and affiliate marketing and stuff was the first thing I was talking about and documenting my journey about. And that's personal brand related because my work outside of doing the personal brand was doing the thing. And I was documenting and I looked and was very young, but I looked younger than I was. I looked like I was 12. And I sat down and did a video about how I'm making thousands of dollars a week affiliate marketing. And that video started to go viral. Then I paused it because I'm like, I don't want all this attention. At the time, I didn't even know what made it viral. So I didn't really repeat it, but I still had plenty of success with my personal brand over time. Yes, I actually made mistakes, which is just shocking. It's actually shocking. I made mistakes with copyright at one point, lost the whole channel. And then because I was teaching adult marketing, basically YouTube took down the channel a few times because I wasn't as careful. And I realize that now, and I'm totally fine. I got other income streams, but the personal brand is something that can make the most money. I don't care who the person is. I think my personal brand could make me the most money over time because it's directly linked to you. You can offer a ton of value to people, build an audience, have opportunities from the people who know you, like you, and trust you over time from your audience. And then you can have your other side businesses and stuff from it and build other side businesses from the audience. Personal brands and AI, quite literally, are where big money is at right now. There's almost nothing else, and I see how that's true. And the reason why, it's one angle to see why it is, it's because they're so high profit margined. Okay, a personal brand is you, and it also has low competition. AI it's new and it has a lot of opportunities all around it and different angles to it. It's basically, it can reach into any industry, AI, and it has super high profit margins, just like a personal brand, how you can monetize a personal brand. So when you think about this stuff, you win. Hopefully you're enjoying this and you're someone who enjoys information. Hopefully there's been a few moments where you've laughed, I hope. But anyway, speed round highlights, 10-second nuggets. Here we go. Emotional impact, no pain, no clicks. So emotional impact, you do want to leverage people's emotions and pull on the strings because that's good marketing. Selling information, curiosity didn't just kill the cat, it made marketers rich. So the front of any funnel you should monetize with info products for sure. Sell information. It has high profit margins. It allows you to spend the most to acquire customers, really. Internal desires. So people want to stop working retail. Help them. Help them. I'm just kidding. So people, when it comes down to when you're doing story selling and stuff, people have internal desires, external desires, and they also have objections that are internal and external and about the vehicle or the offer itself, basically. And so you need to overcome those objections. And in your storytelling, you need to mention the internal desires of the character too. That matters almost more than external desires, if that makes sense. So story proofs, show receipts. Everyone loves receipts. So real stories have great impact, basically. Okay. High ticket selling, bigger story, bigger invoice. So basically, high ticket allows you to make obviously way more money. It allows you to spend more to acquire customers and leads. And it's also a value ladder. You should never end with all the value you offer and all the offers you offer. Okay. It should never end. And the price point should always go higher, linked with the value, of course. Okay. Now, irresistible offers, make them drool, not yawn. Okay. You need people drooling over the offers you sell and that's based off the perceived value and actual value. And that's why story selling is so powerful, because it can increase the perceived value. But then, what was I going to say? But basically, yeah, irresistible offers are very powerful. It needs to be a no-brainer, and it's based off the value and perceived value, but also the price in comparison to the price. That was what I forgot to say. So yeah, very important. Now, solving pain points. Agitate problems like a washing machine. Solving the pain points. So you need to sell stuff that solves pain points, basically. That is very important, and it sometimes takes entrepreneurs and anyone a long time to realize they need to focus on offers that people actually have a problem around, not just sell something that people kind of want, maybe. You need to sell stuff that solves problems and you're going to get rich, okay? Now, affiliate incentives. So bribe your friends legally with commissions. So basically, affiliate incentives is where you offer an incentive for someone to convert on your offer. So you give them bonuses or whatever for them to buy through your link. I'm not saying friends here, that was just to be funny. But in your marketing, you can, with a lot of offers, offer incentives. Some offers say, oh, no incentive traffic. But it gets higher conversion rates. When you can give info products for free as bonuses that are valuable when people show proof of purchase through your link, and then you send them over email the bonuses. You can send that in Google Drive or something. That's how it's done. and that works. Okay. Now, product launches, hype it like Marvel trailers. Okay. Or any movie trailer, really. And product launches crush. Okay. Why it works is because you build excitement and hype around a thing. Okay. It's launched and released for a certain time period. Then it's either taken away, or the price increases, or bonuses are taken away. Okay. Or it's gone forever. And that's a product launch for you, and it crushes. You build hype around a thing, you launch it for a certain period of time, and you make extreme spikes of income. And you can do this when you have audiences, and man, oh man, it works. Okay, the biggest months I've ever made money are when I do product launches, whether it's to an email list, whether it's to a personal brand audience, or a faceless audience too. When you build hype around anything to an audience, and they're aware of what it is, and they have, it's kind of like the funnel of from cold, warm to hot when it comes to awareness about a thing. That's what it is. If you get enough people aware about your product launch, whether it's a movie or content or course or ebook or a real book or anything you sell, you will crush. Okay. It just works. It just works. Membership retention. Netflix didn't invent binging for nothing. Okay. So membership offers are great because it's recurring. Webinar sales, script, intro, proof, story, pitch, and breathe. Inception selling. Let them think it was their idea. Okay, that sums it up right there. But you want to create inception in their minds. Make it an epiphany in their mind that it was their idea to buy. Okay. Story and frameworks. Burrito wrap lessons and stories. Yeah, for real. If you're doing educational content, it's good to have a story for every tip. But this is more so common in nonfiction books, though. Okay, so social proof. Other people's opinions equals new resume. So social proof is very persuasive, and it also creates a very important element of your persuasion process with anything you do, your sales pages or anything. It's also a great pre-frame for anything too. Like if you're building an audience and you have a lot of subscribers on YouTube or anything, that helps, but it's not everything, but it does help. Social proof is no joke. In dating, social proof is a massive, massive persuasion trigger in dating. They call it pre-selection. You can look more into that if you want. But yeah, social proof is very persuasive. This is why Amazon found it's such a big deal to have reviews, and every one of these companies know it and they use it, and it's a good thing. Okay. Transformation selling. Sell the six-pack, not the sit-ups. The sit-ups would be the features or the action or whatever. No one cares, but they want the result. Does that make sense? This is a big deal. If you sell something that gets people results, and by the way, anything anyone sells has a result to it. If someone buys water or food, they want the result not being hungry or thirsty. Does that make sense? So sell the results always. Okay, you're messing up if you don't do that. So upselling. Would you like fries with that funnel? Okay. So basically, no matter what funnel you're doing, no matter what you're selling, you need to always offer more. Always. Okay. Recurring revenue. Rent due. Subscriptions pay it. That's funny. Yeah, recurring revenue is a big deal. It can be the lifeblood of a business, for real. So I love recurring revenue. Everyone does. Anticipation and dopamine. Tease like Netflix. Sell like Amazon. So you know what actually creates dopamine? It's anticipation to the dopamine. Otherwise, dopamine really wouldn't necessarily happen. Isn't that crazy? It's been proven, and you can look into it more, but anticipation is why dopamine is. I think this is why stories work. This is why movies work. This is why the story elements are so important I was talking about throughout this. You've got a character or characters who all have desires, or one desire, and the anticipation to that thing is everything. That's what releases the dopamine. And conflict and tension and drama or whatever happens up to that point, it creates dopamine, the anticipation. Okay, big deal to understand that. High concept marketing. Smart ideas, simple packaging. So just make stuff more simple ultimately. Radical leadership. Say what others are scared to say. Okay, just be a great leader. Lead your team. Do business right. Be in the right business opportunity, essentially, which means you need to be in a level 10 or higher opportunity out of 10. I usually say be in a level 11 out of 10 opportunity, because that's the best stuff to be in. How do you determine that? I really believe in high profit margins and low competition, but high demand stuff. That's everything. Viral marketing, be shareable like memes and baby goats. Viral marketing is no joke. This can make you just magically increase your income overnight. Like viral stuff, viral content, viral ads, but mainly content. Virality can make you mega rich, okay? Especially if you can consistently do it. And it's all about human psychology. It's not about gaming the algorithms of platforms. It's really just about human psychology, okay? Multidimensional content, show you're more than a sales robot, okay? So multidimensional content means you need to have more angles to things, not camera angles, but just more angles overall, okay? So show more sides to yourself if you're doing a personal brand. If you're doing faceless content, dive deeper into other side niches within the niche you're doing faceless content about. But this really does well with talking characters and personal brands and storytelling with content and stuff. High VRIN score, value, rarity, no copycats, be Gucci. So high VRIN score stands for value, rarity, inimitable, and non-substitutable, which basically means you need to basically be super hard to copy, okay? You need to be novel, you need to be rare, you need to be valuable, okay? But mainly very hard to copy. It's directly correlated. And by the way, if you think about this, since we're talking content and ads and marketing here, what's the hardest content actually to copy in the world? People say, oh, AI is going to replace it. No. AI cannot do the one thing which a human can, which is the human made it. Does that make sense? So AI could copy a MrBeast video, for example, but MrBeast actually did those things. Therefore, is hard to copy and always will be. Does that make sense? This is a big deal to realize, okay? It has to be real. It has to be hard to copy. It has to be very interesting and novel. This is what works. It's hard to find workarounds around that without just doing it. Does that make sense? I hope this is getting through to you. It's a big deal. Big discovery I had over time, along with all these things I'm trying to share with you. But yeah, MrBeast giving away $100,000 or more in different videos or whatever, that is rare and hard to copy for the average person or above average person with whatever money amount they have. This is why using money as a tool in content is so powerful. It's called costly signaling. Also, input bias is very powerful, which means time and energy into something. MrBeast's first viral video ever was he basically put a lot of input into a video and kept doing this thing he discovered, which was he did long videos doing challenges against himself. Okay, like endurance challenges in a way, mentally in a way. So he counted 200,000, he read every word in a dictionary or whatever, etc. Okay, he would watch long videos or videos that were annoying for a long period of time, whatever. He said certain famous people's names for 100,000 times, I don't know. But this worked and he exploited that for a while, okay? He milked that method for a while, basically. And then he got into the real fun part, which was spending his money to make more money. It's just arbitrage at scale with content. And he hasn't stopped since then. And it's hyper profitable. And it's just arbitrage of attention and content at scale, leveraging human psychology. So this is very valuable stuff. Hopefully you share it. But let's keep going here. Continuous experimentation. Throw spaghetti at the wall. Scale what sticks. Always be experimenting. Always be a learning machine. Never stop learning, guys. Hopefully you got a ton of value here. So final sip of wisdom. There you have it. 37 commandments of marketing delivered faster than most people can finish a scroll on TikTok. If you found even one gem here, smash the like button like you're swiping right on your dream life. And share and comment, guys, and say send it if you want the full Google Doc template I use to print marketing gold. So make sure you share and comment, and then definitely email me. Send it and I'll send it to your email. I won't send it in YouTube comments. But yeah, enjoy. And marketing advice, coffee fueled and battle tested. Here we go. Big Ben Marketing 2025.